just cut a half an onion and I cut up some celery, a piece of celery. Now you could use lettuce, you could use any kind of greens or herbs that you have in your refrigerator. It's just simply to make a vegetable broth. Now I'm gonna pour water into the pot. You could judge according to how big your turkey is or how big your pot is, how much you want to use, how much water you want to use. Now I'm going to just take some ground cumin, put some ground cumin into the pot. And I'm also going to put some ground cinnamon. I prefer to use cinnamon sticks, but I don't have any. So I put about 2 teaspoons of ground cumin and I put about a teaspoon of the cinnamon. Now we're just going to sit that on the stove, let it boil, and once it boils, you turn the fire down and let it simmer for about 45 minutes.
One eternity later.
Okay, so the brine mixture has completed and I let it cool off just a little bit so I won't be putting scalding hot liquid into this plastic container. Now I'm just going to pour the liquid into the container. Next, I'm going to put about a half a cup of kosher salt. That's what helps give the meat its moisture. I just put in 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. Then I'm going to stir it so all the salt and the sugar dissolves well. Next, I'm going to put a bottle of beer in. I told my son to get Heineken, but he got Corona, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm just going to pour it in. I saw a recipe once where a woman used 18 bottles of beer. I don't think you need 18 bottles of beer unless you want a drunken turkey. Maybe she put the beer in because she wasn't going to add extra water. Now I'm just going to add some more water so the height of the liquid could get up enough to cover the turkey. I think that's enough. Now I'm going to give it another stir. First I'm going to put my turkey neck in. I cleaned this as well. Now I put my turkey in, but I think I could use a little bit more water. Now I'm going to just stir it so the water could blend in with the water that's already in there. Now you have to add ice to it. I would suggest at least a half a bag of ice from the grocery store, the bag ice you buy, but I don't think I have that much, so I'm just gonna do what I can, and that's okay because generally you would keep this in the brine for 24 hours, but I don't have 24 hours, so I'll probably have it in there for 12 hours. Also, this is a small turkey. It's only 14 pounds. I generally make turkeys averaging between 18 and 22 pounds, but this one is 14 pounds. Now I'm just going to pour a half a bag of ice in it. I said half a pound. Okay, so now I'm going to cover it and put it in a cool place. I'm going to put it out on my porch. So if you don't have a porch, you can put it in the refrigerator if you have room, or if you have like a ledge or roof or something outside of your window, but it needs to go in a cool place. In about 3 hours, I'm going to turn the turkey over. Now I have let the turkey brine actually for about 15 hours. I washed it off and I dried it. So now first I'm gonna put some seasoning I chose to put on this turkey, and I'm gonna show you how to season it. So first I'm gonna get together the dry seasoning that I'm gonna use on the outside of the turkey and in the cavity. I'm gonna use a little garlic powder, and I'm just using this little sandwich bag so I can easily blend all the ingredients together, all of the dry seasoning. I'm putting just a tad bit of ground ginger. I'm putting some garlic and herbs all-purpose seasoning. This has different things in it like thyme and stuff like that, so I don't really have any fresh thyme, and I'm just going to use this. I'm going to use just a little teeny drop of the Bell seasoning, a pinch. I just used a pinch. I'm going to use a little bit of smoked paprika. Now I found this dry Jamaican jerk seasoning, and I'm just going to use a pinch of that. Now I did not think that this jerk seasoning would have a great flavor, but it's a really delicious flavor, and it's not too spicy if you don't like super spice. Now I'm just going to mix it together in this bag and show you how I'm going to put it on the turkey. I always use a glove. Alright, so first I'm going to start off just rubbing it on the outside. Oh, I forgot to put the olive oil first. I'm going to put the olive oil now. I'm getting old. You just rub some olive oil all over the turkey. Rub it on the legs. It's down in the pan, so you can use what fell down in the pan to get on the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to finish rubbing this seasoning on it. Don't forget, people, you use the olive oil first, really. Make sure you get this all over the wings and under the turkey as well. And under the legs. I don't know why I only have one glove on. I usually use two, but I didn't feel like going into the box to get another one. Now the rest of this will go on the bottom of the turkey. Okay, now I'm putting that on the bottom of the turkey. Now making sure the wings, the legs, and everything is saturated with the seasoning. I'm going to put some under the skin as well. I'm going to just take some and make sure it goes on the skin. Under the skin. You have to separate the skin like this, so that you can get under there. So you can make sure your breast is seasoned. Okay, next what I have is the Walker Wood jerk seasoning in the jar. It's the wet seasoning, and I have it in mild. So I just put about 2 tablespoons in this bowl, and I'm gonna rub that all over the turkey, as well as inside where the breast is and inside the cavity of the turkey. Turn the turkey sideways so I could get the back. Now I'm going to get the legs and the wings. I'm also going to get the inside of the turkey. Make sure you massage it in really good. Now when the turkey comes out the oven, the top of it may look like it's slightly burnt, and that's only because of the wet jerk seasoning that's on it. Okay, so next I'm gonna take that smoked paprika and I'm gonna just sprinkle it on there for coloring. And since it's smoked, it'll have a little smoked flavor. So next I'm just going to cover it with some aluminum foil. I forgot to tell you to set your oven to 325 before you start seasoning your turkey. And now I'm just going to put some foil on top of it and I'm going to put it in the oven. This turkey is supposed to cook for 4 hours, and halfway through I'm going to show you what I basted with. So I added about 3/4 of a cup of water to the pan. And of course the turkey makes its own juice as well. Now I'm gonna put it in the oven at 325.
Later.
So the turkey should be almost cooked right now. So what I'm gonna do to baste it, I'm gonna melt 1 stick of butter. You can melt it in a pot or in your microwave. And then I'm gonna put some honey in it. And we're gonna baste the jerk turkey with that. So I'm gonna cut mine up in my stick. I have 1 stick. I'm gonna cut it up in smaller pieces so that it can melt faster. And I'll be right back. So I melted it in the microwave. You don't want it to cook down completely, and because you could just stir it and the rest will melt. See? All right, so now I'm gonna add honey. Honey is very hard to work with. It's so hard because it's so thick, it just sticks to everything. So altogether I used 1 stick of butter and I used about 3 tablespoons of honey. We're just going to stir that. Try to blend it. It's going to be hard to blend. Honey's hard to blend unless it melts. Oh, but because the butter is hot, I guess it's melting a little bit. So now we're going to take the cover off the turkey so we can start browning. It's already browning, see that? Oh, it's really almost brown. It's almost ready to take out. First, I'm gonna baste it with the juices from the pan. We're going to take this honey butter and just spoon it over the turkey. Can't come to 45 like you. And me. Forever we will be. Together we are free. It's only you and me. Make sure I get the wing and the leg on the other side. Pour the rest over the middle of the turkey breast.